Today's video is brought to you in part by Magic Spoon. One of the hardest lessons I've had to learn growing up is that most of the cereal targeted towards kids is really bad for you, and the stuff targeted towards adults tastes like cardboard, then usually ends up being bad for you as well. Well, that's where Magic Spoon comes in. Tastes just as good, if not flat out better. I mean, it tells you right on the box, 0 grams of sugar, 4 grams of net carbs per serving, 13 grams of protein per serving. It's high protein, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and wheat-free. That's basically like all the ingredients to cereal. How is there anything in this box? Now, I've been trying to eat healthier myself, but usually when I see sugar-free this or keto-friendly that, I go heading for the hills, because that stuff usually comes at the cost of flavor. I mean, last month I was at a grocery store and I saw this keto-friendly peanut butter cereal, and I didn't even get through my first bowl. It left me with this waxy, dusty flavor. It was... ugh. Magic Spoon's peanut butter? Tastes like peanut butter. Now, I've been eating this stuff all week. The frosted one here actually reminds me of like glazed donuts. It's really nice when you take it out. It has this nice light flavor to it. I really enjoy this one. The chocolate one here, this actually tastes like chocolate, surprise. It has this really rich flavor. I thought it would be like downplayed, but no, it's proudly there and it tastes really good. Fruity one I've been saving here for us to check out. Get some milk all over that. Oh my god, well, that's on my computer. And that smells really good. I mean, if you think of like any fruity cereal, that's what this smells like. That's what it tastes like. Oh my god. Oh, it's really good. I love cereal. I love how quick and easy it is and how tasty it is. And I'm glad there's actually an alternative that's not going to kill me. I don't feel bloated and disgusting after a bowl of this stuff. Now, if that sounds good to you, be sure you click the link in the description and use the offer code Apologist for $5 off an order of the variety pack. Or go to magicspoon.com/apologist. Same thing. Not only are you helping out my channel, you're helping yourself out. Seriously, swap this out immediately. You're gonna feel way better for it. Oh, really good. Back in December of 1996, a very young Nick was leaving a Blockbuster with his rental of choice. I couldn't really tell you if my mom got me a game or a movie that night. Whatever it was, wasn't the most memorable part of the experience. That was found on the checkout counter in a little cardboard slipcase, a Sega Saturn demo disc known as Christmas Nights. Truth be told, this could have happened in January of 1997. I don't really know. I could have gotten Nights into Dreams that Christmas or maybe earlier that year. I don't remember. What I do remember is that I already owned and played through the full, complete Nights into Dreams. I had no real need for a demo of that game. But as it is now, as it was back then, a hokey promotional reskin of a game I loved was reason enough for me to pop this sucker in as soon as I got home. And yeah, Christmas Nights is indeed a demo, containing only a single level and boss that was already available in the core game. Now, if you're old enough to remember demo discs, you probably think of the ones that came packed in with video game magazines, offering you a wide variety of games to check out, and a lot of the time, it's a one and done deal. You get a taste test and your little kid attention span moves on to something else. But Christmas Nights, again, was a single demo on a disc, a demo for a game I already own. And yet, I remember Christmas Nights far more fondly than I do the full, proper Nights into Dreams experience. And I know how ridiculous it sounds. Can I really make the claim that a demo is superior to the actual complete full game it was trying to sell you? Especially considering the game in question is pretty awesome? I mean, you could probably counter that pretty quickly and thoroughly. But I can tell you which of those two I played more often. You see, Christmas Nights is not just a demo disc. It's the demo disc. It's something truly special, offering not only a taste of the complete Nights game, but also providing incentives not found in the original. And it should be noted that in its home country of Japan, this was a pack-in with a Christmas console bundle, so maybe it served as an incentive to buy the system over there. However it was distributed, it is still, at the end of the day, a demo. And the more you dig into this unassuming little promotion, the more you find. This is packed to the brim with extras and Easter eggs. Stuff that made you get kinda creative, not just with the game, but how you interacted with the console itself. It's wild. So we're gonna dig into all that today. Welcome to Unapologetic, where we look for the good in good games. And yeah, that's part of the fun. They really make you look for it here. But it should be noted that the gameplay itself remains the same as it was for the original. You start a level with your child of choice, you get mugged by a shellfish and some other weird critters. They run off with your multicolored orbs, known as ideas or idias. I don't actually know how it's pronounced, I've never heard it out loud before. And to get back these orbs, you must first pick up other orbs, known as chips. Normally blue in normal nights, but multicolor in the Christmas version. Is this confusing yet? I apologize, but I promise this is much more straightforward when you actually play the game. Look, all you gotta do is run your child into this weird jester thing, and then you go along a predetermined route to pick up chips, and then you bring it to this idea capture, which is shaped like a tree in Christmas nights, and I love that because once you remove the idiot, it just drops to the ground, and it's just part of the decorations. It's adorable. Anyway, once that trade-off is complete, you bring that orb back to home base to start the next route. Do that 4 times per level, then you take on a boss, which here in Christmas Nights is Gilwing, who is, like everything else in this thing, decked out Christmas style, and it's precious and I love it. You beat Gilwing, you beat the demo. Simple as that. Now, like the full game, this is all you have to do to get a passing grade and get the ending. But as you can see, you also have bells you can collect and wreaths you can pass through. Collecting bells doesn't add to your total chip count, but interacting with all this stuff adds to your overall score. And getting all this stuff in rapid succession wraps up your combo multiplier, known as links in this game. Basically, you want to get the idiot as fast as possible, but before you bring it back to the main base, you want to use up as much of the allotted time as possible, building up links, building up that score, just doing as much as you can. And you do good enough, you'll get that coveted A ranking. But if you get greedy and don't get back in time, you get kicked out of nights and you have to rush your stupid child back to the base before you get captured by the alarm clock. And like I said, this is the basic idea. This is the original game. Christmas Nights changes none of that. What's different here is how it incentivizes the player to come back for more. The core gameplay loop is plenty on its own. It's addictive, it's short, it's fun, and you need at least a C grade in the first 3 levels before you access the final 4. And once you beat the game, you unlock a multiplayer mode. But Christmas Nights only has 1 level, yet they still entice you to come back for repeat playthroughs. Not just with that addictive gameplay, but also with presents. Every time you beat the level and beat Gilwing, you get a chance at a match 2 challenge. The number of chances is determined by how well you did on the stage, but no matter how many chances you get, that can be cut short if you run into Riala. And I'll be honest, until the Wii game, I just assumed this dude was named Riala. And in my head, that's what I still call him, and I'm struggling not to call him that, so bear with me. This also might be a good time to mention that there is a story, kind of.
There is no shiny star atop the gigantic Christmas tree. Without it, the tree is incomplete.
They try to do this old-timey sketchy look, but it just looks like, well, hot piss. In the narration,
The city is covered with Christmas decorations.
I bring this up because you actually have an end credits and ending and all that fun stuff. All you have to do is play both as Claire and Elliot. But a little pro tip for you, if you're going to be playing this game over and over again, pick one of the 2 kids, because your second child will always lead to this ending and you cannot skip it. So say you play through as Claire first and then Elliot, every other time you play Elliot going forward, it's going to lead to the credits and the end screen. And
Give a star of happiness to the heart of these brave children. Give a star of happiness to the heart of everyone. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it's a little much. Anyway, yeah, even with the presents present, you can clear all this stuff out in a couple hours. But you're still spending a couple hours with a demo disc. You could very easily spend just as much time playing this demo as you would with Nights proper. And this wasn't just like a tedious waste of time either. Like their classic Sonic games prior, Sonic Team built Nights with replayability in mind. The game became more enjoyable the more you replayed it. And I know that sounds obvious, but making a single level more engaging instead of boring with repeat playthroughs takes a lot of talent and skill. And the likes of Saturn-era Sonic Team had that down to a science at this point. It's these simple rewards that helped elevate Christmas Nights in little ways over the original game. And again, that's nothing against the original. It's spectacular. But you can tell that Christmas Nights was developed after they were done with the core experience, as they brought in new ideas to not only help improve things, and not only incentivize players to replay the demo, but it never forgets the core intention of any demo, and that's to convince you to buy the complete game. Tell you what, let's just unwrap all these gifts and I can better explain it from there. Most of them aren't anything too special. Promotional nonsense and art, stuff you've seen in other video games. And Sonic Team was no exception, especially on the Saturn. But considering that this was 1996 and coming off the 16-bit era and lacking internet, stuff like this was really cool for us console babies. Between this and Sonic Jam, I got the chance to explore a lot of extra material I never would have seen anywhere else up to that point. Oh yeah, and to break it down category by category, the ones you'll run into most are called Knight's Museum. The grand majority of unlockable presents are simply image galleries, but they were quite lovely. Gorgeous high-resolution images I didn't see anywhere else. Or well, high-res for a CRT screen. This just looked a little bit sharper than most anything else I'd seen back in the day. And this serves its own unique purpose depending on the audience. If Christmas Nights was your first experience with this brand new franchise, these would tease you, show you what you could expect from the full game. But if you were like me and already completed Nights into Dreams, these served as a satisfying extra. I mean, I love that game, but you have to rush through these vibrant worlds as fast as possible. These galleries were a nice way to slow down and really appreciate the art direction. We also have Knight's Goods, and while it is under a different name, it's just another image gallery. Basically an advertisement. And I can't speak for anybody outside of the States, but for me, I have to admit, I was amazed to see all this Knight's merch, and I would have loved to come across some of this stuff myself. I mean, yeah, you got your basic stuff like t-shirts and hats, as well as plushies, but those are precious, and I really want them. I also want that Jester hat with the iconic Twi'lek head. Or is it Twi'lek? I don't know. Star Wars fans are gonna yell at me, I guess. And this one confused me for a second. I thought they were trying to sell me a bed frame, but no, that is just a cleverly themed business card holder, which I thought was genius and awesome. And then I thought, well, that's just as useful as an actual bed frame, isn't it? Who is actually using this for their business cards? I mean, if you sell mattresses, maybe, but I don't know, whatever. It's stupid and I love it. And I want it. I want it real bad. Give it to me, please. You can also unlock 2 movies. The first one just looks like a promotional video and well, basically just shows you the entire game. I mean, yeah, the resolution is garbage, but this goes on way longer than you'd expect. And the second video, obviously, served as inspiration for the seizure glitches of Sonic Colors Ultimate. Yeah, this is just how they sold shit in the 90s. How did we make it out of this decade? Let's just get this off the screen. Oh my god. There's also karaoke, and that's exactly what it sounds like. It's a big deal in Japan, and Sonic Team was so damn proud of their corny-ass Dream song. I thought this was cheesy as hell as a kid, but who knows, maybe you'll love it. When I discovered the Sonic community, it turns out they unironically love Sonic R soundtracks, so what do I know? But staying on the subject of music, they also have this thing called a melody box, and it's actually a fairly interesting present. Initially, you might think it's simply a sound test feature, and technically, yeah, but what makes it neat is that you can actually shift the pitch of the song playing. You might have heard of the A-Life system of this game, and while we don't have time to deep dive it here, it's wild. Just for the sake of context here, Nightopians can feel certain ways about nights, and their specific moods can affect the music of a level. Melody Box lets you tweak sections of a song with Nightopian moods. You can listen to the full thing as a little ball of sunshine or a cranky bitch, and throw in as many wild mood swings as you want in between. It's a lot of fun to experiment with, and something you can keep your ear out for in the game proper. And speaking of the Nightopians, you can collect them. Kinda. You can interact with them in the original game, but Christmas Nights goes a step further and actually shows you the ones you have met and see their general vibes towards you. And you also have a section for Mepians. I didn't get any for this playthrough, but that's basically when you fuse a Nightopian with a Nightmarin. And yes, obviously, this is all the precursor to the Chow Garden. Nights is crazy. We'll have to get into this another time. The presents just get more interesting from here though. They also give you extra gameplay modes, like Time Attack, a mode not present in the original game. It's very small, just one of the laps of the full Christmas level, requiring you to collect every chip and bell and fly through every loop. You can also get the Link Attack mode, and it's a similar idea, but this time it's asking you to hone your combo ability by trying to make the largest link chain possible. But really, is there any link better than 69? Nice. Oh wait, yeah, Yeah, that's better. Again, this is just one lap, but this is the one and only place we get another level to fly around in. Frozen Bell. Yeah, they have a full ice theme level in the main game, but they still went ahead and put Christmas wrapping all over Spring Valley instead. I haven't talked about the aesthetic, but obviously I love it. It's amazing. It's the best. God, this game. I love this game so much. I gotta admit, as short as it is, I did find the Link mode quite addicting as a kid, and I found myself once again playing it longer than I anticipated while recording for this video. Both modes might not seem like much, and stuff that probably should have come standard in the base game. And when you think about how quickly Christmas Nights released after the regular game, it might have been something that they were working on but never had time to finish, because yeah, they're not in Nights proper. These modes only exist in the Christmas variety, and that's a shame because this could have been something truly special if they expanded on it. That said, they are, at the end of the day, training modes, helping the player hone their skills with the control, isolating key factors to focus on during regular gameplay, building up that Link multiplier, and managing that fleeting time while you do it. All in all, this is a very respectable set of gifts. And we're just about done here though, not much else to really talk. Oh my god, it's Fast Rat! What is Sonic doing in a Sonic team game? Oh my god, I can't wait to batch. Oh, son of a bitch! Look, I joke, but if you had a Sega Saturn, it was quite strange to see Sonic in a Sonic team game. Sonic offerings are notoriously bare bones for that system. And as much as I loved what Sonic Team was doing with Nights, I still missed the pin cushion. And 3D Blast just wasn't doing the trick while I waited for Sonic Extreme. So yeah, this was a lovely surprise. I remember the very first time I clicked the Sonic picture, I freaked out. But then I immediately worried, would this just be another image gallery? No, it was not. This was a fully playable Sonic in 3D. The only time you really got to dick around on this colorful map was when you were playing one of the kids, and that was only if you were playing badly, and you'd spend all of your time desperately trying to escape the alarm clock that would boot you out of the level. But with Sonic, this is the only mode that I can think of that lets you freely explore the level to your heart's content, and that was a big deal for me back in the day. 3D console games were still in their early days, and the Saturn wasn't super great at it. And yeah, Sonic doesn't really feel like Sonic. There's no real momentum, can't roll into a ball or spin dash. And this layout clearly wasn't built with his traversal in mind. But that did not matter to me back in 1996. This was a lovely little extra on a free demo disc that let me interact with one of my favorite game characters that I desperately missed at this point, all while letting me do something I always wanted to do with Nights, or hell, most 3D games back then, and that was explore an environment. Sonic allowed me to do that. And yeah, there are points you can tell you were never really meant to see some of these assets like in this way. Look at the size delineation between these two types of trees. You can lose a little of that magic when you free that camera from that fixed track. But on that same note, this allowed me to fully appreciate the artistry of this world. I know this looks crunchy as hell nowadays, and trust me, even back then early 3D still looked weird, but I still loved every single second of this. The amount of detail they put into these textures still impresses me today. I love the ice changing color, like how it gets a little bit more blue in spaces here, like it's been tread on a little bit more, so it's maybe a little bit warmer, a little bit wetter, or these streams that look crystal clear, or taking the time to slow down and watch how the Nightopians interact with you, or run into weird little hazards you might entirely miss. There's just a ton of effort poured into this world. And part of the fun of jumping into 3D environments was interacting with worlds in ways you never could before. It's part of the reason why we were all freaking out about polygons back then. And yes, the gameplay for Sonic is nothing to write home about, and you do have plenty of prettier 3D Sonic games nowadays. But I don't care. I spent hours running around with this little dude, and when I finally completed the goals, I was greeted with a second cameo. Puffy, the inflation fetish rabbit from the original game, is reskinned into Eggman, or as I like to call him, Saint Robotnik. Robot Saint Nick? I don't know, however that joke works for you, go with that. And they remix Puffy's theme in with the final boss theme of the Japanese version of Sonic CD. I love this. But yeah, they not only hide a remix, but a full boss behind a secret mode that you have to unlock in a demo disc. Man, talk about above and beyond. But yeah, with Sonic, that should cover the presents. Between the galleries, movies, music, and extra modes, that brings us to a total of 23. I'm not complaining, that's plenty, just, I don't know, it feels weird, kind of falls short of an advent calendar's usual 25. No, speaking a little soon though, seems we have one more gift to unlock. but we're out of presents in the Match 2 challenge. So how do you unlock this last one? Well, buckle in because there are even more surprises, because this game wants you to play it outside of Christmas, which makes it totally fine for this Christmas video to not be premiering on Christmas. That's the excuse we're going with. But yeah, if you play Christmas nights during different dates throughout the year, you're gonna get different effects. Or if you're like the rest of us, you went into the Sega Saturn and messed with its internal clock, which, I mean, yeah, just do that. And hey, I've spoiled all the other Christmas gifts. Might as well tell you what you should expect from the different dates. So obviously, if you play Christmas nights around Christmas, you play the Christmas version of Spring Valley. And again, I've got so much to talk about. I really haven't spent any time truly gushing about the aesthetic here. I seriously love the creativity they put into reskinning the stars and loops and just how everything, I just love this. This is one of my favorite gaming environments. And hey, if you play this on Christmas Eve or day, you have a chance at seeing a Santa cameo. That is adorable. But if you play this game after Christmas, but still in general chilly times, you get Winter Nights. Yeah, they have not only one reskin, but a second one. They actually went out of their way to take the decorations down. And on December 26th, which is way faster than I do, I'm pretty sure my tree my tree is still up. You could probably watch this video in July and that damn tree will still be there. Now, this will remove Knight's red Christmas suit, but it does give Elliot and Claire a whole new wardrobe. That's cute. And of course, if you play this during spring and summer months, this will revert to the standard Spring Valley you would find in the original game. This is called Knight's Limited Edition, or if you're playing a Japanese copy, Knight's Short Edition. Kind of wish they used that terminology in Sonic Generations. Oh, this is a good time to note, this actually reveals the last mystery present. Turns out, it's Christmas Nights. All this does is allow you to play the Christmas version of the game, even when it's not Christmas. That brings our total presents to 24, which still falls one short of that nice solid 25, but again, still nice. Not gonna cry about it, this demo's given us a lot already, and there's still more fun to be had with the clock. Outside of the seasonal changes, Christmas Nights also celebrates a couple other holidays. Not in major ways, but let's just show you in case you want to see for yourself. Now, I did want to show you guys all the different features you can find if you play around with the calendar, but unfortunately that's nothing I have memorized, so I went online to see if anybody had collected all the information I would need. I first checked out the Knights fandom wiki, and they gave me a few dates here, one of them being February 14th, Valentine's Day. Find yourself alone on Valentine's? Don't worry, Knights still loves you. The site also mentioned March 14th. That would have candies raining down on you during that day. And I had no idea what this was in reference to, but a quick Google search informed me that March 14th is a holiday in Japan known as White Day, which is basically like a secondary Valentine's. Again, I'm going off of Wikipedia here, so I'm not any kind of expert, but from what I understand, the way Valentine's Day is celebrated in Japan, it's basically considered a chance for girls to show interest in boys by gifting them chocolates. This in turn gave rise to White Day on March 14th, where it's the boy's turn to show interest in a girl with a gift of white chocolate. I find that interesting because generally in America, it's more common for guys to present chocolate and gifts to ladies on Valentine's Day. I mean, however you identify or celebrate your love with your partners, go wild. Just general cultural observations here. Regardless, we don't have a secondary Valentine's on March 14th. Hell, I don't think we do anything on March 14th. I'll just do another quick Google search, see if we do celebrate anything. Maybe there's some kind of holiday. Oh yeah, here's one. March 14th in America is steak and Ooh. Well, if we were going to Americanize a holiday about returning the favor for Valentine's, it doesn't get much more US of A than that. This video just got M-rated real quickly. Well, as much fun as I had with that terrible joke, unfortunately, if you played the original Sega Saturn version of Christmas Nights, you would not find anything special about February 14th or March 14th. That exclusively applies to the HD remake, potentially the PS2 one as well. The original Saturn version actually, it's more focused on the hours than it is actual days. There'll be subtle changes in the background, and depending on the hour you play, you'll have some foreground objects as well. So for example, if you played the game at midnight, you would get a moon in the background, and you would have the hearts falling down, regardless of the day you were playing on. Good chunk of the morning going forward after that, you'd mostly get snow, but if you played it at 6 in the morning, you'd get northern lights in the background, and they're hidden all the way up there. You have to actually look for them. Play the game at noon, and you'd find a rainbow in the background, as well as purple gems falling from the sky. You can also find the candy, as well as sparkles sprinkles and stars. So yeah, if you do have memories with this game back in your childhood, but every time you see it online, you see something slightly different from what you remember, this is probably why. A-Life can affect the pitch in the music, and the time of day you play can affect what's actually falling from the sky or appearing in the background. All that being said, it's not like this game didn't celebrate other specific days outside of Christmas. If you played it on New Year's Day, you get a new title screen and a new costume for Claire and Elliot. Not a big deal, but still cute. There is one more prominent day to check out in the demo, and that's April 1st, otherwise known as Christmas. Wait, no, they already did that. No, that's April Fool's Day. Yeah, that's the one. Things start off normal enough until you see this Harley Quinn looking son of a bitch. Yeah, you get a chance to play Knight's rival, Riala. Still getting the hang of that. My entire childhood was a lie, no big deal. And just like the Christmas theme, you can play this dude whenever you want going forward, as there will now be an extra present unlocked, and with that, we finally have our advent calendar filled out with a proper 25 presents. And what's nice is, since Riala and Sonic are selectable characters during whatever time of year you pick, you can take them out for a spin during the Christmas version of the level, the regular Spring Valley version, or the winter type. Even if you don't believe that Christmas Nights is better than the standard game, I don't care. Truthfully, I'm not exactly steadfast in that opinion. I just love that that debate is there to be had, because you can tell that there were still more ideas to implement after they wrapped up the original game. The Nightmarin Guide, the Melody Box, Lincoln Time Trials, Sonic, Riala, the crazy clock stuff. There are so many things here that elevate just one level from the original game. Imagine what they could have done if they dolled up the rest of the adventure. Because to be brutally honest here, Vanilla Nights is a very short experience, and I can't help but wonder if there were any kids who got this demo first and then got the main game and found it a little lacking without the special features like Sonic or the Link attack. I somewhat selfishly was hoping we might see some of these fun concepts revitalized and fleshed out for the HD remaster of Nights into Dreams, which does feature Christmas Nights as an unlockable mode once you beat the game. But unfortunately, not only were these fun extras not fleshed out, some of my favorites just aren't here at all. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm super concerned about the lack of karaoke, but no Link attack? No time attack? Those were genuinely fun. And even if it didn't cover every other level, I'm surprised they don't show up here at all. And somewhat less surprising, but infinitely more annoying, is the lack of Sonic into Dreams. Again, said it earlier, we had plenty of other 3D Sonic games at that point, and I'm sure they didn't want this to tarnish that reputation. But the rest of the HD revamp made the models look like playable versions of the old CG renders of the original Nights game. It would have been awesome if Sonic got that same treatment, but apparently classic Sonic just ruins any game he's in, according to fans of Sonic. This is the most exhausting fan community. I'm not gonna pretend this wasn't a massive bummer for me. It absolutely was. It definitely skewed my view of the HD release of Nights. And yes, I've heard about the development issues of the remake. For what this is, they focused on what mattered and gave us a great time. And yes, the HD version of Nights is still worth playing. Or the Japanese PS2 version if you got it. But for the HD one specifically, we do get a lot of these galleries back, and it's nice to see some of this art with a little more clarity. And we do get a few extra renders this time around as well. Oh, the remake actually did improve that opening cutscene. They redid the narration for the English version, which is very much appreciated.
The city is covered with Christmas decorations.
The city is covered with Christmas decorations.
And of course, your basic quality of life improvements are here as well. It gives us more screen space and draw distance. And while it is still a mess of colors, it's a very pleasant mess. And hey, for what it's worth, they did give us a couple of Halloween costumes. I'll admit though, that just makes me wish we got a Halloween themed version of Spring Valley. Or maybe one of the other levels. That would have been amazing. I would say I appreciate them even including Christmas Nights, as if they didn't need to include it at all, but the truth is, they absolutely needed to include this along with the core game. It really is that special of an experience. And yes, there are obvious quality of life improvements, and I fully recommend HD Nights, but even more than the core game, Christmas Nights is truly, uniquely a Sega Saturn experience. It is absolutely a must-play for that system. As great as the HD remake is, I'm still gonna go with the original. I'm sorry. Because Christmas Nights did not need to go this hard. It probably didn't even need to bother trailer, there is a standard NiGHTS sampler out there, but they not only gave you a taste of the full game, they tease out what the future could have held if NiGHTS 2 was ever a thing. We'll talk about the Wii game another time. And yeah, even if they never got the chance to add in all those fun extras to the core game, this demo disc is a thoroughly fulfilling experience on its own, and it's always fun to come back to. Whether it be a few laps here and there, or going back and unlocking every single present all over again, this is the perfect gaming Christmas tradition. For some folks, it's just not the holidays without their favorite festive flick or cup of Eggman nog, but for me, it's just not Christmas without NiGHTS. I know this video didn't quite land on Christmas, but I gave you a bunch of videos leading up to that point, you're fine. Besides, like Christmas NiGHTS, doesn't actually need to be on Christmas Day to enjoy the video. I can't promise you'll get a different host if you listen to this on April Fool's Day, but you get the idea. But yeah, I had quite a lot to say about this little demo disc, and I hope you liked it, because this is far from the last time Sega would pull off a holiday-themed special something for their franchises. So maybe that can be a topic we revisit next year. And of course, we will be covering more of the NiGHTS series itself. Yeah, I know you guys want me to get to some of the future Sonic games, but this is essential playing for any Sonic fan. I do not care. We'll get into that a different time. But for now, that's all I gotta say about Christmas NiGHTS. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. However you enjoyed your holidays, I hope you had a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or just a solid Saturday. I just hope you had a good time. You deserve to have a good time. Thank you for letting me get this video out late. Thank you for letting me spend some time with my family. Really appreciate it. And thank you, of course, to all the patrons you're seeing on the screen right now. These videos happen because of them. And an extra special thank you to all these magical reindeer who helped me spread this video to every good girl and boy, or however you identify yourself. As long as you're good, that's what matters. On Kyle, on Cirrus, on Joseph and John, on Casey, on Faizul, and Zanderoni and Trey Nobles, on Hatsworth, Nick S, Tristan Trapp and Meekers, on Dundon, Miles, Jeremy Singer and Boo J, on Rain, Sam Webster, Dwight Graham, Flish Flop, Lucas Lipker, Bad Pal, Shoden, SP, on Cecil, on Dark Neon, Missing No, Stefan, Threemonic, Graham J. Hall, Leonard X, and Wayne, on Jamie, Ledrick, 64 Bits, and David 20 Cover Your Face. All led by Ryan Rolfs Rudolph Nose, who was picked on by The Lumberjack, Otis Small, Shifting Flesh, Mute, Trash Baphomet, Autumn from Twitter.com, Andrew T. Fulchetti, and That Myra Main. Won't you all guide my channel tonight? That's the joke. That's what we're going with today. You're all sexy reindeer. Just have a sleigh of 45 reindeer. Santa don't got shit on me. I've been recording for over an hour. This is a demo disc. What is wrong? I'm going to bed. Toot toot to all, and toot all a good night.
Give a star of happiness to the heart of these brave children. Give a star of happiness to the heart of everyone. Merry Christmas!